That's how it went down. That is it.
Now I'm pretty
Okay.
sure I'm live on YouTube.
Yeah? Yeah. I can check now. I figured out that thing. My computer now allow my network is now allowed to look at my own videos on YouTube. Isn't that exciting?
That's very exciting.
Oh, now series of echoes.
I also have a better thumbnail for YouTube. You'll like
Good.
it.
Yeah. Delightful. You do like a good thumbnail.
I wouldn't call it good, but I'll say it's there.
I wouldn't go that far.
How do I do this again?
Dum, bum, bum. Yeah, yeah. It's royalty free lo-fi on Spotify. I I do dig my lo-fi beats.
Yeah,
Get
I
that cruising.
almost have my stuff going.
Almost there. Almost there.
Well, you were live, so I was like, oh, I better go live too.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. I totally get that. But everyone's gonna listen to you go live on my side. Just cause.
The way we got to do it.
But we already tested whether or not he can connect today, so that part's not a test. I say that and watch something crazy happen. Actually, speaking of something crazy, we had an earthquake here today.
That is unnerving.
Not really. It's the West Coast. I grew up in California. Pretty used to it.
Fair enough.
Like I've only actually been aware of
cheers,
2 earthquakes that I've been in.
Cheers.
My coffee's still in the kitchen. Give me a few minutes. The Bodum was finishing steeping. Do you want to go get my coffee?
Yeah.
All right, give me a sec.
Can't start a stream without our cheers. This guy. This guy. How is everyone doing? I'm digging my music right now.
All right. Woohoo! This one's like backwards. Hold on, I gotta use the wrong hand. Makes more sense now.
You're the best dad ever. Oh my god, that's amazing. Cheers to
Good
everyone.
week, sir. Good week. I cannot drink it yet. Definitely too hot. It's okay.
Can I hit?
Delicious momentarily.
I can hit the join game button now.
You can, yeah.
I was just waiting for you because I know it just goes. So
I mean, yeah, that's how servers work. I'm not going to be sitting here waiting for people to gather and then hit a button. Gotta do it on its own.
it's true. Although it might be a good idea to have it where you can hit a button so that we can force a queue if there's not enough people in it. Just saying. Like, as
there's contingencies.
Lexi,
It'll always make sure
Lexi, hi.
it's happening.
Hi, are you coming to say hi? Doggo Gam.
I was playing around with moving a lot of the character logic out of blueprints and into C++.
Yeah.
And every time I loaded up, I kept being like, I feel like the camera changed again. I couldn't get comfortable with how the camera was working. Like it was being weird. And then I finally had to start running some tests. So move the camera around, get a feel for it. And then if you hit K, it'll invert one of the axes. And then if you hit L, it'll invert the other one. So you can decide which one you like the most. but I kept getting really frustrated because I was like, I think it's not intuitive to me because I keep trying to go the wrong direction. So then I had to keep trying new things. And then I finally was like, okay, we're just going to make buttons for this for now.
When I turn the light on, there's an error, but it shows up.
I know, I see that. It wants lights rebuilt. I'll figure what I don't know what that means yet. I'll figure that out.
I should get a second
didn't do that last
for
time,
the dog.
And they didn't change much, so I don't think that's... Nope, dead.
We need to get dog cams. No one wants to see us. They just want to see our dogs.
Yeah. She's hiding now because she's trying to force dinner. That's why she's like whimpering and walking around. So, do you want to hear the weirdest thing about swimming?
Yeah.
You remember last week when I was like, oh, so there's like this little leap that happens when you go in the water so that your character switches animations?
Yeah.
That way, it does what it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Well, that was the reason that the character was falling through the water, I found out. So, because as soon as you get to the top, it would leap you above the water for a second, put you into a fall state, and then it would not check again.
Oh, okay.
It's doing what it was supposed to at that point. But then I was playing with it a bunch and trying to figure it out, and finally realized that everything that I had looked up and learned from the internet was wrong. They want me to do all this, like, oh, here, code this thing in, and then put that on here, and then make it so that it sets this volume. The reason that you and I were making each other swim is because that was one of the methods, was to basically take your character movement component and set the volume that you're into as a swimming volume, like a water volume. But when you set the volume you're in and there's no volume that you're in, it will select the world volume. So the whole volume was becoming a water body every time. The whole world just became water as far as physics was concerned. And so I was trying all these different things. And then I was like, what's the most basic way that I could figure out to make my character know he's swimming? The character movement component is already replicated. There's got to be a good way. And then I decided to put a physics volume down, set it to water, and I took all the code off the character. That was it.
Water
Put a physics volume down that's already set to water. And when the character movement component goes into it, it automatically swims.
Water world game confirmed.
Unreal already figured this out for you guys. It's actually much easier than everyone online will lead you to believe.
I didn't have it.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
That was funny because I was looking at myself. All of a sudden it lit up. Mm-hmm.
So the lighting needs to be rebuilt.
Yeah.
What's that mean?
Okay. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Somewhere in there it was supposed to be building the lighting, but
This wall does not like me climbing.
well, you know, that's just because you're not a very climber.
Fair enough. As soon as you said that, it's like, okay, I can climb now.
Oh, it's actually much easier.
Yeah, it's kind of weird with the skybox and everything being nighttime, but I'm starting to see like bright light.
Yeah, that light's coming in kind of stark.
But also, like, it's almost like you went back to the old light style. Because things are very shadowy again.
Where? It's probably because the lights need to be rebuilt. Whatever that means. That's probably what it is, actually. I wonder... I know I was stressing some things out this week, so... I'm gonna have to refresh and rebuild a few things. Yeah, because it's definitely giving you that much drier color. It wasn't doing before.
Looks like I'm running in space. Because like the lighting.
Yeah? Feel like you're on the moon?
The lighting
Like
from the shadows, it looks like there's like galaxies and stuff near me. It's kind of cool. But I do agree with the error that lighting needs to be rebuilt.
yeah, I'll figure that out.
Next, we wanted to explore underground. I don't think that's going to work so well. You told me that that's what
Oh, it's going to work.
How on earth am I going to be able to explore underground with this light?
Oh, you don't need to worry about that light. Get underground.
Trying to find my way. I'm under.
Well, I mean, we were silly. Well, no, I guess we weren't. We had to go to the main island. Silly me. Let me see. Let's see what we can find. So your most reliable way underground
is swimming.
Is to swim under the beaches.
But I like finding the cave entrances.
Perfect. There are a couple. I've checked.
I'm in a huge cave. It's kind of cool. It's not leading to the underground, though. It's a dead end.
Is there anything in this cave?
Not that I can see.
Interesting.
There might be, but my ability to see is not great.
No, you'd be able to see. Trust me. Don't. You won't miss it.
Okay, then. Horror game confirmed. The way you're talking.
It will miss you. No. It already misses you.
Hey, you haven't seen the bamboo forest here. It's got more variety in the terrain now. Something that we showed off last week.
Yeah. Also smooth, I don't know if you remember last week, but the tops of things were a little jaggedy.
Yes, I've noticed that. It's one of those things, I didn't mention it because it's working as
You
expected.
don't realize it's gone.
Yeah. But as soon as you're like smooth, I'm like, yep. Up in here.
Yeah, I actually really like the way that the hillsides shaped up a little bit. I was remember the other day when I sent you that song?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, whenever I have an artistic challenge, I kind of just get paralyzed. About 10 minutes later, I figured out how I wanted to carve the hillsides, and I actually kind of like how they generated. I shouldn't be saying that now that I've gone under them, so I can't look at them. But
I'm looking at them.
When you're out there,
yeah,
taking a look,
it does look a lot nicer.
A bit more.
It's not as bulbous.
Yeah, and there's a bit more layers to it, like cliffside ledges to walk on, kind of thing. Coming up under. We swimming. Now we can independently swim.
I miss the swimming through the sky.
Yeah. Was it really how you like to interact with this game?
It was fun. I see an entrance, but I can't get into it because I'm too tall. Such a tease. Just turn my light off and you can't see anything. Did you increase the radius on the light?
Yes.
Okay, it feels like it.
Yeah, I made it quite a bit wider. I was trying to get it to cast, and then I just had lights that were floating around you in these weird ways. Not what I was shooting for. So I put it back this way, and then just made the area a little bigger, but...
Guess you messed up the entire lighting engine in that process.
Apparently. Somewhere in there, I got a little silly. Oh no. Don't climb when you're in the water. I've learned that.
Oh?
That's how you fall.
You're falling to the bottom now?
Yeah.
Good feature. It's a good feature.
Dang it. It was all because I was trying not to reveal too much as I went up. I was like, play it casual, climb up this... Well, no, I'm falling. All right, that didn't work at all.
Can confirm that this area is useless. Although if I was playing a survival game, I would 100% set up my base down here.
That looks like a good spot.
I've got fresh water, I've got rocks, I've got trees, I've got shelter, some nice caves. Oh, I thought I found it, but I hadn't. But it's gonna be interesting. I cannot get up. That's frustrating right there. I should be able to fit through that hole.
Why?
Because it's...
You're pretty tall. That top hat's pretty tall, too.
That's true.
Oh, I saw something. There's some land.
Am I going to find my way into a cave this game? Should put up a prediction on Twitch. Will he find a cave?
Can we make it there?
I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing that it's so hard to find certain features that you want to find. I haven't decided yet.
Well, it's kind of an economy of scale situation. The two of us. So right now, maybe nice if we could find them a little easier. But when there's a handful of players in here, it's going to be important that there's not too many of everything, right?
True. Very true.
That's why I'm focusing on trying to get to the part where we have a nice sort of template that we can start getting more people into test, because then we can start seeing how these things interact even more.
Oh, I see some sort of... Ooh. Okay. This is very fascinating. That's cool.
I feel like my music turned perfect for your entrance to the cave.
Who knows? Like little rock snowman things.
They're flowers. Creepy little moonflowers or something. It's, you know, underground looking flowers.
It looks like some sort of rock snow thing. These guys, like these purple flowers, are awesome.
Oh, rock snow thing.
Yeah. Here, I'll go back to them so you can see.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, so these were under there last time, but you couldn't find any of them. So I made some changes to materials.
Yeah,
so
like
that
this little guy.
Yeah.
I wish I could zoom in on him. Look at that guy. He's so cute.
Oh, yeah. There's another one off to your right.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I love the feeling down here right now. So nice. Oh, I see that those glow now.
Oh, this dog's ridiculous. I love her.
Wow. So all of this was here last time?
No, the roof stuff wasn't there. I added that. But there were already mushrooms. I just went through and updated a bunch of materials on those. There's the crystals. I've been waiting to use those, and I was looking around. I'm like, what am I gonna light stuff up with? Wait, I want to put these crystals out there because those are a mineable resource later, right? So that was I finally was like, I might as well just find a way to use these now. And then I was having a lot of fun with materials and figuring out how to make it so that they glow at different sort of randomnesses and things.
Yeah, like he's blinking over there.
Yeah.
No.
So that was a lot of fun to figure out.
So you know I would definitely build a base down here. I would live underground.
Yeah.
What else is new?
Absolutely. Be risky, but like be fun.
This would be my tower.
This is it. This is the one.
It's relatively open around me. But I have an escape route to the rock. Except I can't climb this rock. It's not a climbable surface. Okay then.
Yeah, I noticed that too. That's funny. I gotta fix that. I made it a specific surface at one point, its own channel, and so there's definitely some objects I've forgotten to go through and reset as the right channel.
Hmm. And you were saying there wasn't a lot of visual intrigue changes this week. And here we are.
Yeah, I know. I get nervous. I'm like, oh no, people are gonna want to see stuff. Wait, what did I do yesterday? Oh yeah, I built all that stuff to see.
Yeah, you just have to direct me to it. My God.
So there's quite a few things down here outside of just the stuff that you're discovering so far. Please wander around quite a bit.
Oh, I'm still wandering around. I'm loving, like, the mushrooms glowing underneath is amazing. I still half expect to walk around a corner and see a creature.
If only. If only. I mean, you might find a little something. He doesn't know you exist yet, though.
Like, look at these off the water. Like, that's just amazing. Uh-oh.
Don't start climbing.
Oh, try not to.
Oh, you won't fall through the floor there, but...
So I take it the
Well,
vines would be something you could harvest as well?
Yes. Yeah. Anticipation is that there's a lot of different ones. So that's... that kind of brings me to what I was thinking I need to start focusing on for the two of us here. For these next couple of... Well, hopefully for just next week. We'll see how it goes.
The next few updates, the focus will be what?
Yeah. I think what we need to work on is we're going to pick a portal. So there's a couple tests I want to run. I need to see sort of network stuff to see what the experience can look like. And then basically we'll pick our portal, put it down, and then we'll have to go and find some resources to power it. It's going to be yours and my initial loop to worry about.
So that's basically, we get a game over if we don't. We succeed if we do.
Yep.
I like that.
Sets up our long-term loop, which is, of course, you have to escape. If you're not escaping, you're not winning.
So running on my end does not work properly. Just flagging that for you. All it does is change my animation. My speed does not change.
I'll hook up a print screen or print string and see if I can figure out what it's doing. Maybe there's a interaction problem with the server where like the server doesn't accept it, so you're speeding up very little and getting corrected. I don't know.
Fair enough. Is there an area I should be looking to find down here, or just explore it?
Just explore it, man. Give it a lookaroo. Check things out.
I'm assuming more central than on the edges.
No. The centrals are going to be mostly the pillars. That's a little bit of pre-planned limitations for generation.
This rock
So it's going to be on the
like
flatter bits, not the higher bits, flatter lower bits.
There was a rock that looked like it wanted to be destroyed.
What did I get?
No, no, I'm okay. I'm okay. I gotta stop trying to wedge my way through things. I'm gonna get myself stuck.
Yeah. It's not recommended. If it starts to work, you might end up in a rock, and then there's no way to get back out.
Yeah. Hey, I got stuck in that tower, and then I got out. I also horribly failed at all of my tasks for the week. I was supposed to set
Yeah.
up a Discord. I was supposed to create some shorts. I didn't do any of that.
Oh, Jeff. Oh, Jeff.
I know. I wish I had a genuine excuse for it, but really I just was playing Pokemon or hanging out with my daughter, which is a good excuse.
Mm-hmm. Gotta love hanging out with the dog.
Not dog, daughter.
Oh. Yeah, hang out with one of those two. Yeah, I made sloppy joes before this. So we sat down and had a little sloppy joe date.
Nice.
Mom was out with a friend, so. Whoa, whoa, that's a lip. I don't want to climb it. Okay.
It's a blue mushroom. Not finding anything yet. Told me there's things to look for.
Yeah. It's not looking if it's easy to find. Okay, come on.
No, that's true. I'm literally following the outer edge of the underground. Don't know if that's the right tactic.
I don't either. Probably not. Probably look near the water's edge.
Conveniently, I literally just found water.
Well, that worked out well.
Is there going to be like an anglerfish that wants to eat me?
No. That'd be cool. Like, and that light's moving towards me. What? No, there's no health bar yet, so I'm not gonna scare you until there's genuine reason to be scared.
Oh, don't lie. You would have it not show the health bar, but it be enabled just to pull a prank on me.
I mean, that too. That is totally possible.
So like, I won't know there's a health bar, but you will know there's a health bar.
No, I would definitely make sure there's a health bar that you could see. You wouldn't know it's a health bar until after you realize what it's doing. Wait, that thing's chasing me and that red line's going away. Oh, that red line was my health bar that you hid in the inside somewhere. Yeah, that's how that's gonna play out. When I swim, there's this weird red line on the bottom of my shoe. Yeah, don't swim too long.
Not finding it here. I'm going to swim across to this other side.
I set something to get so that we wouldn't jump out of the water while we're swimming. Because I was trying to fix the like falling through the water thing. But now it has this weird like, you can't pierce the top of the water.
I was literally going to say I have some feedback on swimming. I feel like we're going to never be able to catch our breath. We swim like Link in Wind Waker. Our face is permanently.
Like, nope. I can't quite get my head above water.
I really want to try and climb this wall. I know I can't.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I had to leave an island because I went as far around it as I could and wasn't going to be able to get up without climbing. All right, we're going to go somewhere else.
I do like the funny glitching that my leg does.
Oh, it's trying so hard to hold that wall. Put my foot on the wall. That's why I had to turn the backpack off. At one point, it was spawning and it was attaching to your foot, and then you'd walk around with your foot bent back like you were in permanent tree pose.
Is that why
Like,
when
huh,
I would get
that-
it, I would go zooming off to the side?
No, that was a replication thing.
Hmm. I enjoyed that.
That one was a replication. I don't remember making these such sheer edges. I gotta look at that.
I don't think it's a bad thing.
It is if the climbing out of the water is not working. So I gotta figure that out.
But like, there are areas that you can get out, so it makes it that not everywhere is just easily traversable. That's not a bad thing.
I just need to increase the number of areas so it's not so limiting.
That's fair. I didn't find it frustrating that I had to go.
I think you found it fast then. Because I feel like this is taking me too long. Get me up there. That's where the surface stuff will help too. Because right now our characters are also keeping themselves a little lower. That looks like an edge that I can get up.
Just running around looking for something. I don't know what it is.
There are 12 of them, if I'm not mistaken. So they shouldn't be super hard to find for just the two of us.
12 of them. What is it? I don't know. This underground's pretty enormous. Do they glow?
Yes. There is visual interest to pull you in. I took the notes from last week. I made sure I applied that. I don't know if you're noticing, but there's also like this dead grass that's everywhere.
Yes.
Not that we can see it. So, something I'm working on. I'm going to figure out. Actually, I think I just got a great idea on how I want to fix that. Yep, I got some ideas on that.
I think the more little glowing things underground, the better.
Agreed.
So like if the grass, the kind of dead grass has some sort of weird glow in the roots at the bottom or something, like it doesn't have to have the whole thing, but just a bit.
I have another idea.
Okay.
Try. But it'll show off the grass without the grass being what glows. I've said too much.
It's just a little mushroom. When I first saw the crystals, I thought it was a giant jellyfish.
Sadly, my jellyfish doesn't have any animations or even a skeleton. I'm not sure if it's a useful jellyfish. It seems to me like it's a bit useless. So I'm gonna have to. I'm probably gonna. Oh wait. Oh, it doesn't move. Yeah, I've got to figure something out. It can do something, but I might have to cut it up first. Jellyfish section. Dun 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 dun. Coming around the bend.
Why don't you have your light on?
Oh, you know, because I was showing off the lights in the background. Look at those pretty mushrooms.
Can't see anything.
What do you mean can't see? There's lights everywhere.
I know, but everything's dark.
Ah, you found a dark corner.
No, the whole area is like this for me.
Yeah, I know, Zoe. Yeah, I gotta take Zoe outside now.
Okay.
Somebody decided not to.
Meanwhile, I have my dog. It's just like,
Sleeping away.
yep.
Found a nice patch of mushrooms. Well, I started doing some optimization on the stuff on the roof, and I can definitely do a lot more with the stuff that's on the ground. And in doing that, I will also make certain things a bit more clumpy and things like that.
Mm.
Give it a bit more excitement. It's also gonna be stuff down here too. This is just the beginning, right? So
Yeah, I know the plan.
all right, we have 9 minutes. I'm gonna step outside with my dog real quick because she's got to go potty.
Okay. I'm gonna keep looking.
You keep looking around.
Yep.
If you find you wanna look for red things flying around. That's your visual cue. Red things flying around.
Okay, so looking more up.
Nope. Look along the water's edge for red things that are flying around. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I love these mushrooms. The visual interest down here is significantly better than it was before. Red things flying around. Should have my light off? Is that gonna make it's terrible streaming content right now? Determined to find these things. Whatever they are. I don't know why I'm whispering. Just like really into this. So, not gonna happen over there.
4 minutes, go.
Still nothing. Still nothing here. Let's find another set of water.
Thanks, Maple. I do like the mushrooms. They're turning out nice. What have you found so far, Jeff?
Water.
Stuff? Anything? Stuff?
Just water.
Oh. Mm. Hold on one sec.
Just held on 1 second. He's not allowed to leave again. I need you, Sean. I'm so alone. But that's okay.
Children.
Gotta love them.
Yep. And they try to turn you against your spouse every chance they get.
Oh, that's a phase. They stop.
We'll see. We'll see. There's only 3 of us. I feel like it's a dynamic we're going to have to kind of live with. It's hard not to end up teamed up on, you know?
Mm. So, mission successful. I can do a cannonball. There's no splash in the water, but I did start swimming. I got very scared.
I did start looking into the splashing stuff. I was like, all right, that's a minute. I gotta look into that.
That's something that you add and do not tell me about.
Lothar! It's true. Yeah, I want you to suddenly be like, wait a minute. Things are happening. Welcome, Lothar. We are underground at the moment. Taking a look at some of the various things that are here to see now.
I'm looking for red lights. Not necessarily
on
light.
mushrooms.
Yeah. Or on crystals.
Correct.
Near the water's edge. Floating red things.
That's where I know the one was. I don't know where they all are though. There's one on the water's edge. I'm pretty sure that's where they're mostly at.
This guy. I think they might be on the water's edge. Well, I found one there. There's 12 of them. I know there's one there.
Well, I know they're not in the center, so they're going to be around the center areas, which probably won't be near the walls because those get a little pinched. So in theory, it won't fit there as well. So yeah, near the water makes sense.
Because the towers form in the center.
Correct. And for perspective's sake, there's 47 towers, I think.
I find a lot of towers.
So there you go. How many towers have you found out of 47? And if there's of 12, it should take you roughly a fourth of what it takes to find.
The problem is I genuinely do not know if I'm like circling and finding the same tower over and over and over.
Okay. Good feedback. I actually want you to feel that way, so I'm really glad you said that. That's one of the big reasons why I like the towers right in the center, is because they feel almost generic enough. Because ultimately the towers will have pretty skookum things in it. And so you're going to be wandering around and maybe you keep coming across the same tower going, well, I've already opened this one. I need a different tower.
I swear to God, I just saw some sort of red glowy dust thing in the air. And
Ooh,
then
that sounds about right. I didn't tell you dust.
we
I
got
think you're close.
teleported away. Match starts in 9, but I don't see your name in the list.
Ah, that's exciting. I don't either. I saw my butt for a minute too. So that's new. Watch me be in spectator mode. Then I'll find all the red things.
Well, I'm in the match. It's saying get ready.
Me too. Let's see what happens. Oh, we're both here. Okay.
Ah,
All right. Let's see. About where are we? Where's the... So I know there's an entrance to the underground over here.
I don't know where over here is, but that's okay.
Yeah.
You do you.
Infinite KG.
Hmm? See, I turned my light on to make it easy for you to find me.
I know, but then I'm always behind you, so it's not like it would help if my light was on.
Just going underwater.
Yeah. You're just swimming down now.
Yeah.
Going straight for it. He now really wants to be underground. So now he has to get underground.
Don't want to waste any of my time above ground. Underground's much cooler.
We've seen trees now. We need to go see other stuff. Dun, 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 dun. I was legitimately thinking about having a door for this process at one point. I was like, ooh, I want to swim underneath. I need to build a door.
The heck is this? It's a butt.
Ooh, a crystal. Ooh, this landmass is a lot lower than I thought it was going to end up. Interesting. That's cool. I've got those down here. Let's see what's going on over here.
We always lose each other so fast.
Yeah. I think I turned left when I went under the rock. I think you went straight, so. Now, is Jeff going to be able to find the dust, the red dust in the air? That he briefly saw last time.
It was actually closer to a central area, though. It's a little bit more up the hill.
Could be. Could be. I want to say that one's based off of a noise gradient. So I know it won't be on top of the hill because I ensured of that, but it is somewhere around them. And again, against the walls, there's going to be less space, so it's unlikely they would generate out there.
Oh man, I'm recognizing where I am.
Oh,
That's fun. Good old Minecraft. My crazy labyrinth of tunnels.
yeah, yeah. You are a mastermind, a master miner. So is what you're recognizing close to where you want to be?
I think so, but I'm also seeing like pink dust, and I think it's from a glitched out thing, so I'm not as confident about it. Yeah, so these were forming like a pink thing underground. So I'm not as convinced that I saw it after seeing that.
Ooh. He may be back to the drawing board.
But either way, I got more information out of you, so that's still a win.
Aha! He's learned how to play against me and not the game.
The underground is so much more intriguing now, though. You did a very good job.
Good. I'm glad you like it.
I really do.
Definitely having fun with it.
Next, obviously, as you said, is the floor. Getting some stuff going on there.
Yeah. Yeah. I have some ideas on what I want to do there.
Like a zone that has
My
no mushrooms.
first focus was the walls because of one thing you had said. Like, try to get out, and then you'll know. So, making sure there was a lot of glowing on the outside and things like that to make it easy for you to go, oh, that's a wall. Okay, let's go back this direction. So you weren't wandering into a corner and then realizing you were in a wall. Let's go this way, I guess.
Okay, it was just a visual thing from the distance. I thought you added like these giant white crystal things. That's just like a visual glitch in the distance.
I feel like I'm backtracking. I don't know. Turned at one point. Did I turn too far? Ugh.
Did my cannonball again.
Nice. That's good. You could jump into the water. And all I had to do was not tell it what to do when you jump in the water. Oh yeah, definitely came around that side. So let's go back this side.
Yep. Same area. Close to where I saw it, so we'll see.
Cool. Let's see what he finds.
Was it a visual
big
glitch?
bucks, no whammies. Which one? I need you to point them out. So I can see what you're talking
I will, don't worry.
about. Okay.
My daughter bought herself some Tic Tacs today, and she left two.
Ooh.
She left two on my desk as a little treat while I'm streaming.
Delightful. Really living on the edge, getting Tic Tacs.
Mm-hmm. Hey, it's
like
very sweet.
True, and they're only 5 calories. Bum, bum, bum. Feels like we've gotten a little too political in our royalty-free songs. Let's skip that one.
Lyrics?
It did, surprisingly. Don't push your royalty-free propaganda on me. It's interesting they slide them in there. It's kind of like, is this like intentional? Sneak this in?
Yeah, because people go to sleep listening to lo-fi. Now we can get our conspiracy hats on.
Ooh, now we're talking.
Why they need royalty free for sleep? I don't know.
I mean, just to make sure that they can use the recordings their Google's picking up while they sleep. This is the future. The neat little area.
And Troy got his first duty charge on an online order.
Ooh, surprise.
Yeah. But it was an Amazon order, so I'm like, we probably have to go do some research because that's not supposed to happen when it's fulfilled by Amazon.
Interesting. Oh, the kid's growing up so fast.
I know. So I'm pretty sure it's these. I saw these like pink. See it on my screen? Look at the light kind of lining up with it. The little pink coming in. So it looks like dust, but when I get up, it's just the flowers. Caught it like on the edges of this. You see how it has like a line?
Not coming through on
the glow of these is coming through it.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I saw it. Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's what I saw.
Gotcha. Oh, yep. I'm seeing some now. Okay. I wonder. That's some geometry stuff. Yeah. I got some verts that are out of order.
Just feels like a boss fight area.
Oh, look at this creep. What do you want, creep? I got half a dog head looking at me past the door. What? You want to come in? You're already halfway in here. You can obviously open it.
Nope. You need to open the door for it.
All right, you'll figure it out. Just standing there staring at me. Dad? 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 What you doing, Dad? Wanna come let me in, Dad? Come. Yeah, you can do it. Come on. Come on. Really? She's like a bull in the china shop normally, but right now she's like, whoa, I can't push this door open. That might be a little too much. This object that's supposed to move? No. I can't push on it. It's not a bookshelf. Sorry. I can't.
Yeah. It's
shove it.
supposed to move. Therefore, I can't.
Therefore, this is wrong for me to be using this. And she's leaving. That was your hard. You decided. Whee! Cannonball. Zoe, then come in.
Is she whining at the door now?
No, she's just back. She left and then she came back. She didn't go far. She just sat there outside the door waiting.
Just don't know how to get in.
Your whole head's through the door. Like, it doesn't take much more. Here, kiddo. Nope.
What the heck was that?
What do you find?
I had an invisible wall I had to jump over.
Ooh.
Look at this thing. It's just like this. Look how thin this is.
Oh, that's all wonky. Where's that coming from? That's weird. Part of these weird sheer edges I don't remember having, so I gotta figure out what's going on there. Must be modifying the shape.
I was like, I can't walk. I could jump over it. Lexi, what are you doing over there?
Hey, you figured it out.
So noisy. Hi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
My wife walked by, and that gave Zoe the confidence to push the door open.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
What a dingus.
Need to lower my camera so when Lexi comes over to say hi, people can see her. Came over, gently put her head in my hand, and gave me kisses.
Like so. Any lower, and you won't see my own head. Although no one wants to see my head. They want to see her head. Doggo.
I'm starting to think you sent me on a wild goose chase.
There's no geese in this.
Just red dust in the sky. Near the water.
Don't worry, it's not Canadian.
But isn't it Canadian?
Some sort of geese reference. I don't know there. That didn't make sense.
What I'm really liking underground is because you have all these like spires and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as you're walking by, it's nice and dark, but then you can see suddenly a glow beside you in the distance because you're walking by like an opening, so you know there's an opening there. So you can understand that there's depth as you're walking around.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you didn't have before.
Well, that was all there, but none of the plants were lighting up.
Makes the difference.
Yeah.
You need things that catch the corner of your eye to make you go, ooh, what's that?
Yeah. That's why there's red things that fly around. Catch your eye.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it.
Gotta find them. This rock doesn't like being climbed.
Underground, there's quite a few of those. Found a red thing near the water.
Ooh.
It's a crystal.
Oh.
Made you look.
So close. It's red. Next to the water.
Hey?
It's promising.
Hey?
Yes. Double crystal even.
Oh my god. How would one get the crystals on the ceiling?
Ah, the mystery. That's all I can tell you now.
Alright.
But, expect to aim. And in doing so, you won't be looking down around you. In case something attacks.
Magic. Gotcha. It's called Season of Spells
It's a
for a
game about
reason.
magic. What do you think?
Cast a mining spell. Who needs a pickaxe?
Yeah.
Go, my mining orb, gather. I cast drill.
I cast Mega Man's right hand. All my spells are very weirdly named.
And I like it. Interesting. This is new.
You tell that wall. If you're jittering, that's because the server doesn't agree. So cancel and try again.
It's just going left and right.
Where be they? Where be they indeed?
I don't think they exist. I think you're lying to me.
So you're telling me that they're like genies and cavities?
Cavities?
Completely made up? Yeah. I don't think they exist. I have none.
Yes. I have many, so.
Ah, dang it. All right. So you're the Mr. Glass to my Unbreakable. Fair.
Sorry. Not something to be proud of.
No. No, I guess not. Sorry to hear that. Sorry for your luck.
Yeah, I inherited bad teeth.
That's a bummer.
That's So dentist. That was interesting. I'm back at my wall, but I hopped over it in water and landed back in water on ground.
Peculiar. Keeping things interesting.
Oh, you're a mushroom.
You know, I just realized the smart way to search this area.
Oh yeah.
Go next to one of the castles and look around.
I was doing that, but I wasn't ever finding anything, so I just assumed that it was out of render distance.
Good guess. I think. Let me think. No. Provided you can see I think it should be about similar range to like the mushrooms and stuff. So you can see mushrooms, but I don't know that they would spawn anywhere near mushrooms.
Yet another hint.
Slowly, I decode the game.
I have found a few areas with very little mushrooms.
And no flying things?
No.
Gone.
I found pink flowers again. I didn't think they should show up down low, but they do.
Yes, they do. They were down low before, like last week, when nothing was visible. But I've been trying to spread them out, put them in more places, so they also show up next to the towers right now.
I like that. It's a good visual to finding a tower.
Yeah, I was playing around with some other ideas, and like, I know what I want the towers to do in the end state, and so I'm trying to decide like how I can make a sort of low-level version of it now to kind of set the pace without just outright making something totally different that's not going to be used later. Being like, look, I have a tower. Let's make, a day's worth of stuff happen, and then I actually don't need any of it at any point. So there's the delicate balance of what I want to stay focused on, what goes into the game, not necessarily what is more fun to stream, because that's a very common game development issue right now.
Yeah.
As people show off things, they also tend to start focusing on the showing off. As I said this morning, I was a little nervous that I didn't have enough to show off.
And I said, silly you.
Yeah.
Bonsai. Don't have a very chatty bunch tonight.
No.
All the
Such as a rando Friday. Definitely gonna make these tops that the castles are on be it much smaller. Give more space back to the edges.
Makes sense. Oh, look at me run. Run. See, there's like no mushrooms around me right now.
That seems like something around you should be there. It is possible you're amongst things that you can't see very well. The flying thing will be obvious to see.
I keep saying that. Yet I've spent...
Well, it'll also be among other things on the ground that will be, though not lit up, easy to see too. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for some silhouettes, because you'll spot them.
Ominous.
It's more reliable than the glow, since the glows are coming and going. It looked like it went through. Oh my. This is cool. Oh, that was fun. All right. See, I can see running towards people in there. Or away from them.
PvP underground would be brutal.
This is all very low over here. It's cool. That was like a pretty little cave. This is where I set up a base. Yeah, down here, brutal for sure. It's possible, because that's one of the things that like this is what I want to try and shoot for with standard view. But right, like I wanted before, I was talking about how I was going to make sure that there's a sort of dark vision mechanic.
Yeah.
One main reason is because you play all these tabletop games that you get to pick your vision types, and then we have to imagine what it would be like to have all these vision types. But no one ever does it in a video game, right? You don't get to. I have dark vision and actually get to play it as a character that can see like that. So I figured out how I want to run that in this game, and this was kind of a pilot of it. But dark vision essentially is going to be most things glow a bit. I think you're going to have a better view of what's around you. So like stuff like this, everyone will see a little bit of everything, but some people will actually have a. And yes, if you have dark vision, a light won't make sense. Other plans for those too. A light is one option. We have plans. Lots of plans. But I'm really close to getting the C++ character done. And once that's complete, then I think a lot of the movement stuff will be much smoother because it won't be going all the way up into blueprints anymore. And then after that, it'll be out of the way. So it's a separation of concerns. Big term for coders. And then I can focus on getting abilities done. That's what I want to really do.
Get that ability system working.
So bad. Ability system's connected. It's all in there. I just need to start drawing from it and build the abilities off of it. I've already run the numbers. We both have stats right now, so everything's in there. Nothing's doing damage to you, even though you do have health. That's why it would have to be a step above, and there would be some hidden health bar in your screen, because you technically have had health already for a while. I had that all plugged in, just not.
You're just gonna throw in fall damage suddenly.
Just all of a sudden out of nowhere. Especially once you get tired of climbing. Like, wait, why did I stop? Oh no. I'm fatigued? I'm falling? I'm taking damage? It's all happening at once. Then I'll be like, hat trick! I'm Canadian now.
Then I'll owe you a box of Timbits.
Ah, delightful. All birthday cake, please.
Birthday cake?
It's Junie's favorite.
That's good. It doesn't.
Admittedly, I don't usually eat Timbits.
That's fair.
It's too sweet for me. I need my buffalo flavors. That's what I go for.
A buffalo Timbit.
Sure, I'll try it. Let's do it. Let's get weird. I feel like I've been here before. I think I might be stuck in a small loop.
Oh, there's always ways to get out of it. you're in the underground.
Not the underground. In the distance, there is not a single thing. Oh well, not that way. Try this way.
So I think you greatly underestimate how large the map is and how hard it is to come across things.
It's possible. Very possible.
Like 12. We've spent 45 minutes now looking for it.
I mean, we find the towers so easily. I feel like.
But
although it would be really funny to see at the end of all of this, you know, like in Breath of the Wild where they show you like the where you walk thing.
Yeah.
It'd be great at the end of this, see where we went, and like you and I did this. Like we didn't get anywhere.
I think I found it. Yeah. Nice. Graveyard.
Ah, he did find it.
All I had to do was insult the game's ability to do it.
Yeah. It's the way all gaming works. Wario always cheated until you said, "Hey, stop cheating, Wario," and then your N64 was like, "All right, you can win now."
In general, you want 3 to 5 minutes between discoveries to keep player attention. That's a very good rule of thumb. Even if it's things, even if it's things that they have discovered before, or it's a POI of some sort.
3 to 5 minutes. Good.
Which underground, we're technically achieving that because I can find these towers consistently, but adding that variety would make a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the towers are easy to find because they're up on these plateaus. So you're like, oh, let me climb on this plateau. Hey, look, a tower.
Yeah.
I was going to be very shocked if there wasn't a tower on this plateau. Like, what?
I was expecting this. Then new discovery. Too soon. You only just found the graveyard.
And I'm all for things like, for example, the graveyard. Very difficult for certain classes to find, but then other ones are like, oh, yeah, cool, I can see it. It just is a reference. Using this, I'm looking directly at where it is, and I can't see it up while I'm on top of the tower.
Oh, cool.
The plateau's too big. It covers it.
Yeah, that's what I realized earlier too. That's why I want to make that. One of the reasons I want to make them much smaller. The other reason, of course, is then you have a bit more of the sprawling space down here.
Yeah, I probably walked by so many of these. Because like right now where I'm looking, you cannot see the red. It's there, but it's too small because it's far away.
But did you look at the red thing?
Yeah, it looked like a little pixie thing almost.
Look up. Oh, they're flying way up there. Okay.
No, they're not way up there. What are they? Skulls.
Skulls.
Nice. Because yeah, it's really hard to notice any of them. Because I circle further and further away, you can see it's like next to impossible to see them.
Gotcha. Okay.
Which isn't a bad thing. Like depending on the purpose of finding a graveyard, the things that would take advantage of it would have a way of identifying it better. Would be what I would suggest.
Mm-hmm.
Going off what you mentioned with dark vision, like let's play with vision.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's, I don't want to say words that already have such a loaded image in them, but essentially there are roles in which you will be able to take And within those roles, the things that you typically do, you have depending on what it is, you have some sort of advantage at doing that, finding it, collecting it, something along those lines. So those that will go for the graveyards will absolutely have ways to know where they are more often. We might also do more of them. I don't know. We'll see.
We will definitely do more of them. Don't even joke. Like pretend we won't.
I was working with a graveyard for a while, because I was looking towards like some distant goals at how I could make the graveyards sort of a mechanic early on that people understand. Make them like, you got the headstones are a natural switch, right? In most video games, like going and checking the headstones and stuff.
Yeah.
See how it plays out in the end.
What's going on with my swim speed?
This one has lyrics, but I like the lyrics. Spread and love because you know that I'm blessed. Oh, dig it. I dig it.
My swim speed is insanely slow.
You're in water. How fast a swimmer are you in all those clothes? Look at the drag you're wearing, man. Come on.
Am I over encumbered or something? Like, my God.
Yeah, look at that top hat stopping you. It's got a motor in it.
That should make it go faster.
Are you even swimming still?
I'm trying.
I'm hitting the button.
I'm holding up.
I definitely need more stuff underneath to make it obvious what you're doing. Because they're pretty large land masses, so it's hard to tell them moving past you.
Well, the texture show kind of gives you the idea that I'm going.
Yeah, texture's really subtle though. It needs to. So one of the things that I started to really enjoy when I was going underground, and once I started putting some of the glowing roots in, was when I just walk. Especially once I added that they light up according to your distance. It was always exciting to keep walking forward. Like last week one of the things that really stuck with me that you said was, it's not fun to be down here. Like, so once I started getting the green going on the ceiling, I was walking forward. I'm like, I get what he was saying right here. Like, right now, I'm having fun looking at what's gonna light up next.
That's why going on the surface is so fun. It's because you're able to find things, stumble upon something interesting, see something in the distance and go and try and get to it.
Yep.
End up so far past it, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Walk well past it, realize that you've been there for 10 minutes, and our race was over long before I started.
That's referencing last week.
Okay, I think it would work better if I fix the fact that we can't get out of the water. Play with that.
did it. I don't know where these reflections are coming from in the water, though. I can see mushrooms.
Maybe below you.
Oh, no, they're above me up there.
Oh, so they're refractions.
Yeah.
To
Okay.
the lobby!
First of all, did not realize that that was going to be on the bottom of cliffside, too. That's cool.
Yes, there are some spots outside where it hints at what you can find underground.
I like that.
Especially since those will be harder to see in the daytime, naturally.
Yeah.
Oh, good. We're both here this time. It's more reliable.
Blanket time. Getting chilly.
Fair.
Should I just wear a sweater? Maybe. Blankets are so much more cozy.
Yeah.
As I say when there's a fireplace behind me.
Blanket. It's all about the blanket.
Alright, so we should talk about some design stuff that's been going on.
Like what?
You tell me, good sir.
Well, I was talking about the character. That's the big thing that I was working on early in the week, or the first half of the week.
Yeah.
And then the light. I want to make options on the light. I think I spoke to that.
You spoke to me about that. I don't think you spoke about it in the stream.
Okay. So there's. I mean, I'm also realizing right now. The light needs to have two functions. Is something I want to have. And I think the over the head function, like you're currently running with, is more about like informing other players where you are, because realistically, that's what it's super good for. So I'm digging that, but I also want to put a place function so that you can choose to just cast your light in the distance. I was goofing with it this week, but then because this light is parented under your character, sure you could place it, but then when you walk, it would stay that distance away from you. So if it was going underground, it would go underground. It didn't care. That looked silly, so I just got rid of it for now. But that's something that's also going to be in the ability system, because that's one of the ways that I plan on you being able to customize your playthrough is your choice in your we're calling it a cantrip, utility cantrip. Because not everybody's going to want light, so I've got other ideas for what can fit there for other playthroughs or other play styles or other ways to help people out, or PvP situation, hurt people. Whoa. Suck. There we go. I'm under. There we go. Yeah, and then we have quite a bit that Jeff also hasn't found outside. Admittedly, some smaller stuff. None of it lights up, so it's going to be hard to see. But, although it might be easier to see right now with the way the world's lighting is, since we don't have the depth of... I don't know what's missing. Something's muted for some reason. But those will be, I think you've seen the stall, right?
Yeah.
The trade stall. Like those are going to be a heavy point of character interaction as well as map interaction. So lots of ways in which, not lots of ways, but it's going to be your sort of main node in like a trading network sort of concept, which as we were talking about how things are easy to find and hard to find. Those things that are harder to find, of course, are going to be things that people are going to want to trade over the network because it's a lot easier to do it that way than to try and get everyone to a certain spot on the map.
Be right back.
And that's where some of that gameplay comes from. Let's see. Yeah, I gotta figure out that light stuff again. Finally got the time working properly because I was setting the wrong thing. Silly. It's fun to look back at what you coded 2 weeks ago because it almost always is so much simpler than what you do this week.
I have returned.
Ha! He's back. You looking for overground stuff now, Jeff?
Always. I also found the Mushroom Mountain, as I'm calling it.
Ooh.
Because it's basically like, it has a stem, and then just this 90-degree overhang, so it's impossible to climb higher. Like, how do I get on top of it? I want up. It's like, come on, let's go up.
Some really, like, it's really interesting looking at the various, like, looking at reference in the world, because what seems like a very standard concept, a cliff, isn't. Like, there's so incredibly many, like, unique cliff shapes that if I was to try and mimic one, many of them, everyone would just be like, no, that's not real. Like, actually, there's this one location in Greece. Like, it's the craziest thing. There's these, I forget where it was at, but there's these rocks that are in these weird strips. It looks like a Play-Doh factory, but the rock is shaped like it came out of a Play-Doh factory. So it's got
Interesting.
these weird lines, but they're all stacked together and clumped together. Super weird looking. There was this beach where the rocks are all like carved out underneath, and so I don't know if you remember one of the earlier renditions of the hillside where there was like that sort of potato chip shape.
Yep.
There's a beautiful beach in, I think that one was in Greece, where that's what all the rocks look like. For whatever reason, the type of rock it is, it's all been sort of worn out from underneath and all has this weird, like, sort of cavernous thing going on. Nowhere else in the world, though, as far as the internet tells you. Yeah, it's definitely in the global illumination. It seems
Oh,
to be
I see our giant tree friend in the distance.
changed.
It's back.
He's found the tree. Yes. Yeah, I changed the land masses a little bit.
Oh, of course.
What was available a little bit.
You regenerate the land each time because it's supposed to. So each week we just do it because it doesn't do it between matches yet.
Well, this is still the same seed, actually. So technically it's not generating the landmass differently for us right now. It was more the fact that I changed the surface areas with the landmass tiles that generate. And so it allowed it to generate a different amount of, a slightly different configuration of stuff.
Fascinating.
Yeah, these hillsides are way fun now. Ooh, Jeff's hiding himself. It's when you know it gets risky. Or risque, as they say.
My daughter just wanted to come say goodnight. I made it on top of my mushroom cliff.
Oh, yay!
It's just a forest up here.
Ah, lovely. The mushroom cliff forest.
Oh, I found the spiky terrain again. I'm good at finding that.
Where are you?
Oh,
what
God.
part? What? Okay, so you're up on the mountainsides.
Everything the light touches is mine. Go to the shadows.
Go to shadows so that I'm not yours.
Yeah, see, look at this edging.
Oh yeah, yeah. I got super lazy for that one. I just did a little easy nonsense on that one. I felt really good about my hillsides, and I didn't want to push my luck, so mountains got the lazy treatment.
Got it.
It's one of those things where you spend like hours lighting up the underground, and then you're like, I need something to draw someone's attention to the graveyards. Yes, we'll make a thing fly around. There we go. We're done.
Bamboo.
But then as soon as we spin up, I'm like, ooh, I know how I can add more now already, suddenly. Boom.
So this upcoming week, what are your goals?
Yeah. Upcoming week. So my goals this week, I've got to test this portal thing. I want to see if I've got a couple different ways I want the starting island portal pick sort of thing to work out. One of which I want to test with you later this week before our stream, just to see if I can set something up in a specific way.
Okay.
I need to test it with you because it's going to require multiplayer to see how it's working in multiplayer.
Yeah.
And then that's sort of to drive the the gameplay loop. And then the other big thing is going back into the C++ character and getting that finished. It's mostly there. It's just for some reason it won't let me move.
Interesting.
It's spawning, but he's stuck. It's also set up in a slightly different way than what I have set up right now. So I must be missing something. Code's happy, so the program's still open, but like something's not happy. Gotta figure out where that is.
Makes sense.
But I did learn how to make breakpoints in Unreal today, because that was only something I knew how to do in Visual Studio before. Visual Studio before. That's the right name. Yeah. So get to test lots of those little things out. Because part of obviously one of the main things in the gameplay loop that we need to make sure of is the inventory needs to be overhauled into an actual usable one. Pretty sure if we had multiple players with the current inventory, we would actually start to see lag as people open and close it. The way it's set up is really inefficient.
Kind of like these trees.
These trees are inefficient?
Well, it's just when you enter a huge forest, it's laggy.
Yeah. It's funny because they're like, oh, you should set your textures to this size, and I think they're still too big, because like it's a tree. Realistically, the thing you're looking at is not that close. I feel like I could push them quite a bit further. But this is pretty. The blade. So you were talking about setting up a base earlier. Are you sure you'd want to do it at the base of a mountainside?
I have no idea where I'd
So
want to do it.
what if stuff jumped off the mountain at you?
What would possibly
Then you're suddenly in a bowl,
what would
not necessarily.
possibly want to jump off a mountain?
Um, goats. Goats
Oh,
jump off mountains.
I'm fine with a goat jumping off a mountain into my base. That sounds fun.
Wolves. Wolves could jump down some mountains.
Don't think they would though. They cherish their life a little bit more.
You should see Zoe climb. This dog is such an agility dog. She climbs like surfaces that are
Yes,
like 80
climbs.
degrees.
But would they jump off of it?
Oh yeah, she used Oh yeah, she used to hurt her paw all the time because we had a raised backyard section, and instead of taking the stairs, she'd always jump up and down like a dummy.
Got it.
When we were doing barn hunt, we had to go under the tunnel at the end. Getting her to go under the tunnel was incredibly difficult because she always jumped on top of it. Like she was like, "I want to be up here." I'm like, no, it's not King of the Hill this time. We got to go under the tunnel. Can I be up here? She has some serious leaps. She's like a kangaroo. We should have named her Tigger.
That would have been a good name.
Yeah, very fitting. She's laying back here, sleeping. If you're in that situation, you can right click again.
Oh, I know. I
Because
just think
it'll
it's
prompt
funny.
the server. Okay. I think it's funny how often you're able to do it. I don't have a disagreement at all. Ooh! More coffee. This lady's the best. Thank you, lady. Sweetheart.
Yeah, I seem to be able to do it often on certain surfaces.
Is it because the way you're coming at it? Are you like jumping at it or not jumping, or what's the strat here?
It's on very specific surfaces.
Okay. I bet if I just extend the trace, it would make it more reliable.
Did I lose the giant pink tree?
Aha! He lost the tree. We also know what his destination is now. See, I can learn information from you too. There's the tree he's looking for. Let's see if I can get there first.
Are you close to it?
No. So I'm really hoping you run past it and I don't.
I think it's close to the edge of the island, so I don't think running past it is much of an option.
You can swim.
I'm swimming away from the island to nothing. I think I've got bigger problems.
I didn't say you did. I didn't say you would swim because you're smarter than that. But
You're
it's a possibility.
you're implying it.
It's a possibility. I'm just saying you can't. You can't say you can't because you can swim. Yeah. There's no invisible wall. That's what I'm getting at. It's not gonna stop you from running past it. Not yet. Actually, do you want to know what my plan is for the invisible wall? And I think this might be something I do soon now that I've been playing with physics volumes.
A giant wave.
Oh, that'd be cool, but no, that's way too complicated right now. No, I was actually thinking it would be more of a Mario thing. You swim off in one way and then you'll come back the other side.
Oh, so you can wrap around. So there's actually a reason to swim off.
Exactly. I mean, we have a starter island, which somebody's going to head off from the starter island. I had to realize right away that there had to be something keeping you from going off in the distance for no reason.
So
I don't want you to just fall out of the physics volume and die.
I'm not against it. I'm just not entirely sold on it yet.
What's another way that you would you could see handling the edge? I also don't want an invisible wall. I don't know. That's just to me, a big sort of final product faux pas to include a literal invisible wall.
Yeah.
Like I know that Arceus was more of a tech demo, but you know, when you climbed up to the edge of the map and it just was like, now you're done climbing. You're like, okay, this is dumb.
Arceus had
traversal and not think what to do with traversal.
Arceus had a very interesting final boss, I think I would call it.
I don't know if I ever saw that one.
Probably not, because you have to basically 100% the game to see it.
Oh, yeah. Nope, definitely not.
I did it.
Yeah, of course you did. Mr. Competitive over here.
I was having fun with the game, so I might as well just keep playing it, right?
That's fair. I got to the storyline final boss and was like, yeah, I've had enough of this formula. Now it's all the ones that are hard to find.
So you can't stand on the giant tree's branch. It makes me sad.
Okay, we can work on that. I actually really want to rework the giant tree altogether. So you want to be able to climb out on the branches?
I want to be able to climb up and just, sit on the branch and watch the world go by.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. Okay. Make sure that happens soon.
Yeah, the final thing in Arceus is Arceus. Shocker.
I don't even know who Arceus is. In the whole game, it's about this guy Arceus, and I'm not even sure how to place that person.
It's the Pokemon god.
Pokemon? Oh. See, there you go. See, it was a Pokemon the whole time.
But he's
get that.
He's the Pokemon god.
Uh-huh.
He created all of the Pokemon and all of the things.
It's like a super weird origin then.
Yeah.
Alright. So he's the one responsible for being like, oh, this pile of laundry this kid hasn't cleaned up, it's a Pokemon now.
Yep.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Oh, Arceus. He's had his more creative ones. His less creative ones.
That's more of a Japanese thing, though.
No, well, that's fair.
When things are left for too long on it, like alone or something like that. They
Or is it just that it has lived too long? Pokemon formula they ran out of ideas a couple times.
Oh no, it's actually in Japanese culture where if something is left alone for too long, it acquires a spirit and becomes sentient.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's exciting. I can dig that.
Talk about Pokemon.
Obviously. Can't you tell? Sentient creatures.
I'm hiding from John.
Whoa.
He'll never find me.
Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna struggle. Dun, 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 dun. Land hacking.
No.
How do you not know Arceus? Well, yeah, because I was collecting Ponyta and Eevees, and then I finished the game, or the first finish, and that was good for
Hey,
me.
you got the second finish too, didn't you? You fought the other guy.
Which one's that?
So the first finish is like you just complete the main story, and then you have like the secret boss that cheats and has 7 Pokemon. Didn't you do him?
I don't remember. Is he on the mountain?
Yeah.
The mountain guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably did that. Wherever the story leads you.
Yeah, it's like you know how
it was like, now go collect them all. Like that was I'm pretty sure that was like the last thing it told me. It was like, now you're ready to just go get more. I'm like, that was fun.
yeah, you should look up the Arceus boss fight. It is completely unlike the rest of the game. It was like the game did not prepare me for that.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah, I had a lot of trouble with it.
It's funny that you collected all Pokemon. You had to basically 100% the game, and it didn't prepare you for it.
Yeah,
At some point in there, it has to. Like that's silly.
It literally it's a raid boss.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
being a deity,
you're doing a
would
raid
you
boss.
expect it to be?
Yeah, and then you catch it.
Of course. Let's just catch the god. That's
But you only get a portion of its power to use. Apparently. That's how they justified it.
Oh.
So you proved yourself to it, and so you got a portion of its power.
You get an avatar. Congratulations.
Yeah.
It's always it's the same problem in D&D, right? They give a stat block to the deity, and then they're like, oh, no one will ever fight the deity. No, there's a stat block. We're going to fight it now.
And somehow win it.
Yeah, messed up. And then we need some of the power of that. But power creep of that scale is just crazy. Although Pathfinder First Edition did something like that with the Path of Righteousness, something like that. Basically, it gave you these mystic. It was another series of levels, but they were basically 2 or 3-ish levels in like their stat changes, and their powers were way bigger. For example, the Barbarian had one that you could move your whole movement speed and hit everything along the way. Hit every target that you come across nearby. So, yeah, it was crazy. But then all your games became like super power level-y. You're like, now what? The characters kill everything. I know you're somewhere around here. I don't know which branch.
And I turned on my light for you.
I'm sure you're nearby.
My light on
On the
for
other side
you.
of this brain. Oh, I saw your light. Yeah, I caught the tree on my way down. did see it glow. Can't I see it now? Only turn it on when you're in the tree. Good idea.
Still makes it glow. Just it's very faint.
I know I saw the glow for a second, but then I can't see it again.
There you go.
I don't have an angle that I can grab it.
Yeah, so in short, I found out how to get inside the tree.
Yeah, but you're not really inside the tree.
No.
You're only inside the material of the tree. It's like you're helping haunt the ghost of the tree.
Speaking of ghost of it, look at the ghost of me.
Oh dear. You're just the torso now.
I need help.
That's exciting. Aha, I found my clubhouse. This is brand.
Can you stand on it?
Oh yeah. What up? This guy's like, you can't stand on the branches. Oh, I totally did. And then I fell off. Hey, I found him.
I see you were glitching out down there for a bit.
Yeah. These I think these little ruts on here. Climbing up. And you know, I might have been more willing to find Arceus had I not run into invisible walls.
That's a good point.
So that takes me back to my question. How would you get players not to keep swimming off the edge?
I like when games make it where it's not that they're being forced to not get there, but that they have, oh god, we're climbing on each other.
Oh, no, I can't climb you. I tried, but much like a sloth, that was a mistake.
I fell. I got stuck on nothingness.
Good.
You tried to climb me, and then I climbed on you, and then you went on past me, and then I was on nothing, and all I could do is vibrate in the air.
Perfect. Keeping things interesting.
Miranda just gave me this look of like, did you really just say those words?
What are you and your friend doing these days?
Just clip that online.
So, not force you to not get there,
but like disincentivize it. So, Banjo-Kazooie, for example, it does a shark that's really dangerous that tries to stop you from going in the water. And then they play with that mechanic and have things hidden in the water for you to try and find while dodging the shark. And because that's so frustrating, you never really decide to try and go to the boundary. Because they give you things that pull you away from ever going after it. So it's like gamify it so that there's no reason when they go out there they find something that makes them not actually go to the barrier. And there's a big enough threat that being out there is already hard enough. So the challenge of going out is difficult. And then we can have fun things like you touched it. Touch the boat. Or touch the butt.
You want to touch the butt, huh?
Yeah. We want to encourage other people to touch the butt too. It's good.
Only if, no. I don't know if we can continue that joke.
Yeah, we
That's fair.
definitely can't continue that joke. Well,
Well, it was a kids movie. Like it's only gonna get worse. Keep trying.
but you see what I mean? Like instead of having a quick travel to the far end of the map, because to me that kind of defeats the purpose of having yourself spawn in a certain spot. It's a great game design conversation.
Ah, crap. I tried to climb. Underwater.
Oh, bye. But you know what I mean? Instead of it being you spawned in the left quadrant like of the map and now you want to go to the opposite end, you just swim and then you get there. It makes the map so much smaller.
Yes, it does make it smaller, but it's still you're still like it makes it so that you have roughly 4 kilometers between your base in any direction back to your base.
But to me, I always thought the appeal was if you go really far away, you're risking a lot to go do that. If I can just go in a straight shot, I know I can get back by just continuing straight.
Yeah, kind of it's the way I was looking at it is kind of a experience thing. So like you're wanting to go farm, and instead of sending you out and then having you come back and out and back, it gives you this another way of going about it. If you're a bit more like if you're prepared for an adventure, you can just keep going in a straight line. You'll always be able to farm more stuff. You'll keep moving forward instead of having to backtrack. But it creates that sort of almost a fail forward kind of concept.
Yeah.
Where like you're always moving in the right direction. You still have to find base. And base isn't going to glow. And not everybody is able to find base easily.
Oh my god, there's a butterfly. What the heck?
Did you not see any in the tree?
No.
Oh.
That was cool. Just a glowing butterfly. Disappeared, but yeah, but that's why I'm not necessarily sold on the mechanic of it being an asteroid map.
Because the other, the other alternative, because
we're gonna have
there has to be something that keeps you from going out there.
Yeah,
and it's not just, it can't just be like I don't want you to evade the big shark long enough to fall out of the physics and be like, well, there's the edge of the world, right? So there's got to be something.
Yeah.
So one of the other concepts I originally was thinking was, because the water is already pretty murky, is once you get to the edge, it literally turns you around. You won't probably be able to tell, like visually make it so that you just turn around and then you're swimming and realize you're going back towards the landmass.
That would be a fun way of doing the portal, where it's like you go into it and then you circle back onto yourself. And now you're swimming back towards the land. So instead of it looping across to the other side, it literally just it's like a portal that just you go back out the same side. So you essentially are just, if you could do it where you turn around, or you could do it where they're literally just infinitely swimming and it like puts them in this endless loop. It just teleports them back like 5 feet.
That sounds like an invisible wall to me. I wouldn't want to do that.
Fair enough.
In like from the experience, because I think of it from the character, right? So the character himself will need to be, yeah. I really enjoyed finding the edge of the world in Valheim. I thought that was very cool. If I did a disc, it would have to rest on the backs of 4 elephants, and then we're getting way too many polygons to worry about. So it's tough to do that edge of the world concept. I much prefer you're lost in the middle. part of what I like about the world right now is it gives me the feeling that I used to get when I was in the Navy, when you're in the boat and you look around and there's no land anywhere, and you're like, this piece of metal is all that's keeping me out of the ocean. It's a really neat feeling. Sense of adventure, sense of lost, a lot to it, which is what I like about the landmass in this.
Yeah, the thing I don't like about it looping around in terms of feel is when it makes it that the planet you're on now feels small. This feels like you're on an island on a planet somewhere, and there's so much more to this planet you just don't know. And when it loops around, you're like, oh no, this is literally the entire planet. Sudden Terry Pratchett.
Thank you, Kevin, for noticing. Terry Pratchett is my favorite author. Because then somebody will have to be an astrozoologist and jump off the edge of the world so they can see what's going on with the elephants and learn all about the fifth elephant. Yeah, too many side quests to build there.
Isn't that what this game's all about, though?
Although that would be a would be a hilarious subtle job in one of our other ideas. Like you can go hang off the side of the world. It'd be funny.
The more you talk about it, the more I'm liking it. Just have like really low resolution elephants. Like N60.
We're not doing an edge of the world. Not in this one. Not in this one.
Not in this one. Okay. N64 style elephants, that would be so funny. You fall off, you're like, what the heck? And the character just like slowly goes into old school graphics.
Yeah, everything devolves into a pixelation.
Yeah, because you're going back in time. You just don't realize it. Until you fade out of existence.
It just disappears. Well, you saw him. Good job. Just throws you into a different server. You didn't get a screen if you won or lost. We're not sure what happened.
You need to reinstall the game. It uninstalled itself.
There was actually a guy that did that. It was pretty funny. He built a game that he tried to build a really difficult roguelike. And so what he did was he built a game. It was a roguelike platformer. And in order to make it super difficult, if you die, it uninstalls. So like it's a one-shot game.
I love
just
roguelikes.
a fun concept. What if your Minecraft just uninstalled? You're like, nope, that's it. You had one world. Enjoy.
Can never install it again.
Yep, that's it.
How they achieve that, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it would only be on it. But it's funny because I know a lot of people like me that get those mobile games randomly, and the moment that the mobile game sends you a message saying, "Hey, come play me," we uninstall. Like we're just like, "Nope, you're already asking too much." So to have a game that uninstalls the moment you die, it's like, well, I guess I'm done with that game. You just don't go back to it.
Just don't die. Get good. That's true.
Yep. Clearly, that would be what you got to do. You get no chances for learning.
What is something that people would like to see in this game that we haven't talked about? That's a question I have for people. Obviously, once you play it, that'll be a different feeling, but...
Come on. Dip out of the water.
Not everybody at once. On the note of elephants, my dog is snuggling her elephant right now.
Ooh, you go, girl. Lothar has no ideas. Oh, Lothar. He's just excited to play.
My character does have a top hat and retro pixel glasses.
Because every day he's snuffling.
And only one side of shoulder armor.
That's the cool thing.
Yeah.
I also have asymmetrical shoulder armor set up.
This hill wants to be climbed.
I know just the guy for the job.
This guy. I don't know how we would do it or why we would do it, but I really want just like a giant golem that's just like lying there until you climb on his back, and then he like gets up and just scratches you off. Terrain just feels like it wants that. I come up with really
You
weird
just wanna be
ideas.
scratched off by the golem. That's it.
Yeah.
Like,
No other purpose, just a living golem hanging out. You tickle him. Kind of like what we do when an ant crawls across us.
you know that wouldn't be enough for me though.
Oh, I know.
We'd have to do something else.
Yeah. But now I've planted the seed. Which means you will run with it.
Yeah, it'll be yeah.
So do you have any idea why the skybox is being weird?
Honestly, I think it's the moon is overriding the sun. So it's conflicting. Because it looked much nicer at the end of the last match than it does now. So I think there's something in the switching. You shouldn't switch though. Set the priority. I don't know. I'm gonna have to play with the lights more.
That's fair. It might literally just be that the lighting system is being broken and stuff, right?
Yeah, I think the whole rebuild message, because we didn't have that problem last time. So our light bulbs aren't. They were built at one point, so we should be okay. I just need to figure out what I did to make it so that it doesn't build it this time, but it built it before.
So right now, if I just swim off into the sunset, what happens?
Into the sunrise? I don't know. Try it. I think you'll fall out of the physics volume eventually. But you're never going to be closer to the corner of the map. So now's the time to find out.
That's what I figured.
And let's get a sense of scale as Jeff swims out to the sea. Because I had thought of the barrier on the edge of the map being something like, you know, a big tentacle grabs you, so the illusion that there's a giant monster that keeps you from going very far. But I also don't necessarily want you to instantly lose that life or that character.
What if it just
Or,
grabs you and throws you back?
flings you back in. Then it starts to become a ride, and now you're gonna have people not bothering to play the game. They're just going and getting thrown.
What's wrong with that?
there has to be a level of incentive for the cooperation, and if you make some of that stuff a little too chaotic, I worry that there won't be any cooperation.
Oh, I'm out of the physics box. I'm not swimming anymore.
I can't even see you.
I fell back in. I don't know if
Good. Lay down.
this will be interesting. I don't know what's happening.
Love you.
Do you think I recovered it? I have no point of reference. I turned around and held W. I might have recovered. I'm swimming again.
Well, if you're swimming again, then yeah, definitely recovered. You're back in the box. There's also a bottom of the box, so if you end up too far on the edge, you won't land on the landmass below.
I have no reference point as to whether I'm actually getting closer to the surface or not. It's the same.
Yeah, you just have to point up and see what happens.
That's what I'm doing. The circles aren't changing.
Turn your light on.
It's on,
Not
but
seeing you through the water yet.
oh, something's changing. I see something.
Oh. Looks like land.
Most likely just the bottom of the land, right?
Yeah. Well, the island's not super low. So you're right under here. Somewhere.
I left the world and returned.
He's back.
I'm a new man. If you saw what I saw, you would be too.
The abyss.
Looked a lot like water.
It was mostly water. Maybe there was a monster, but I couldn't see it. Hello.
Jump kick.
Hiya. Shkaboom. In we go. Oh, I missed. You can do it.
I missed. Time to climb again.
It looked promising because it disappeared behind it.
There's only one way to go inside the crystal now.
It's funny because I accidentally did it the first time that I climbed this rock, but I've never been able to master it. Like it was so chance the first time.
The delay on your stream is huge. We're gonna have to fix that after.
On my screen?
Yeah.
Dude, you cray.
I literally
No,
what?
it's not.
Okay, maybe
You're rewound.
I must have rewound somehow.
Yeah.
I literally just saw myself fall off the cliff when I said that. No!
There you go. That was fun. See, that right there is what I'm really looking forward to. I've only been able to run around by myself, and now with Jeff, and watching Jeff fall down a mountain is pretty funny. So I really look forward to when we have a lot of people trying to fall down mountains together.
I tried to climb you. It just punched me
I'm gonna
off.
stand near the edge, make it difficult. A little edge blocking in the non-player versus player moments. Yeah.
Bye.
Boom! I did it.
Did you? Did you really?
Yeah. I'm over here now.
I don't believe you.
Well, I didn't land on the ground.
So you bounced off the rock and into it.
No, I can't hit the rock. It's in the overlap. Oh, you mean the big rock? Yeah, there was that one little ledge.
Because that gave you the momentum, because you kind of stall out on your forward momentum when you jump.
Yeah, there's somewhere off the top that I was able to jump once, but it was such a off-the-cuff sort of moment. I certainly have no idea when.
Because when you're falling and you hold forward, you stop going forward at a point.
Interesting. That might be the air brake setting, which I don't think I've modified yet. Just gonna get people to jump off rocks and see how they feel. And we'll adjust.
I don't like it. I'm like jumping and then I'm like, oh no, now I have to just go down. Come on, let me keep going. I want to go all the way. See? And then I'm like, no, just straight down. Gotta let people do their trick shots.
Straight down's a good default.
Trick shots.
Maybe we make it something that you can do.
Only me.
If you want.
No one else, just me.
Just you. Jeff has this one traversal ability.
It's useless. It just lets him go forward a little bit more while falling.
It makes it so that he can jump off of things cooler. It's falling with style. That's his ability now.
But he still breaks his legs when he hits the ground, so it's fine.
It's the Buzz Lightyear effect. But don't worry, his health will feel it. And the effects aren't on your actual health, it's on your max health. So enjoy your new ability.
Love it. If I'm carrying a water bucket in my inventory, though, I never take fall damage.
There you go.
However, it takes up my entire inventory.
It's also the only thing that, again, an item that only Jeff can have. Jeff gets a water bucket and a weird drift ability.
I'm down.
Should I just make a skirt appear so you get the Princess Peach power?
I'm so fine with that.
Ooh, look at my dress, and now I'm floating.
As long as I
Of
can.
course, it'll be in a totally different color than your actual skin.
I'm okay with that. I found crystals.
Ooh.
They're my friends. Like when I just look at the world from this perspective, I don't know. There's so much serenity in this right now. It just makes me so happy.
Serenity now. Yeah. That's what I like about it.
And I don't want to lose that feeling. For the whole time. Like obviously it'll disappear at some point in the game. But like having these moments where you can just kind of jump in, hang out, enjoy whatever it is that you're enjoying, and then leave without a worry. That's something that I want to make sure we can still capture.
Oh, absolutely. That's like sort of the mind frame on how it should feel to play through the daytime. Come in, check out some stuff, collect some things, maybe throw some stuff towards somebody else, and then head out.
Like rocks and heads.
Maybe. Maybe rocks, maybe skulls, maybe bamboo. We don't know.
Fish.
Definitely fish.
So much fish.
What I'm excited for is these moments that you sit here on a rock and you look off and you're like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then all of a sudden you realize you see like people in the distance running back and forth. You're like, I'm not the only one standing on a rock checking things out right now.
I remember racing to the top of that mountain. Is that the same mountain? Let's go.
Yeah. Is that your way of saying you want it to start changing in between matches?
It's not necessarily between matches, but we should have some sort of terrain change every week. We should regenerate the map with a new seed. I think that's an important one so people can kind of see how things change.
Sounds good. Can do.
That said, having the same seed, I also see value from a testing perspective.
Yeah, but that's why I have it saved in there, so I can always set it as a variable and then load it in specifically when I want to test stuff like that. Because like this seed actually is one that's not going to be achievable in typical gameplay.
Why is that?
Like we're taking in part of the seed is taking in like the day of the year, so that this is one of the time frames you'll have to consider while things are changing. But the seed that we're using right now has decimals in it, so it actually can't exist, and it's also over 365, so that won't likely happen again.
Hmm.
There's also supposed to be more stuff plugged into it, so that, like for example, right now we're seeing the trees pop up in similar places too. That regeneration isn't necessarily changing too much right now, but the seeds on those are all still unplugged. They're all going to be plugged into the, there's like a master seed generator sort of thing. So there's constant turnover. Because in the end state, yes, you will actually see a different map every map, unless you and a large, I don't want to say large number, you and a number of people have a very consistent playstyle or strategy or some coordinated effort to ensure you're getting the exact same map every time.
Which is technically possible, however unlikely.
Early on. In many cases, I think in terms of like, think of there's a subtle sort of knowledge that's carried forward between games, and nowadays we get a lot of people get really excited when they have a game, excuse me, that doesn't sort of hold their hand in the beginning, but somebody that hasn't played a game might like a little hand holding. So there's or something like a live service game was probably easier to join in the beginning, but then became much more difficult to join later, like Final Fantasy XIV, for example. there's only like 8 years of lore to catch up on now.
Yep.
So good luck. Versus like WoW fixed that problem by just making theirs into chronicles, so you can choose to play through 1 to 60 in different chapters of the world instead of having a consistent progression. So making it interesting for those that don't have all this extra knowledge and experience in games, because a lot of the time when we judge a game, we judge it based on how we read it, not necessarily how it would be read best. You know, back in the day with Sonic, you had a booklet to tell you what buttons did and what you had to do in every game. It gave you the idea, all the pickups and everything, told you what was working with.
Yep.
Nowadays, it's like, oh, let's just let you figure it out and put it on a wiki page.
Which is funny because we're kind of doing that.
Yes and no. We are going to ensure that there are tools within game for this sort of sharing.
We're doing it by intentional design. Like there's design decisions being made around the notion of needing to discover, and not just being handheld and given all of it, but then learning how to play the game and the base mechanics. That is something that we are going to make sure people are taught how to do when they first join, if they want to.
Yeah, I mean, early on, and most of it's done through the gameplay, so a lot of it, like you're not going to have as many options on your first match, right? We're going to open up those options every couple matches, and then after a handful of matches, you'll quote unquote be a master, capable of becoming master, and then from there,
all masters enter only through the portal.
All masters jump off the rock.
True. But only true masters know how to ricochet off another rock to get into the actual portal.
I think the true master has this little float ability.
That's me. Okay, that was a weird wall. I couldn't climb it, but I could jump up on ledges.
The mystery continues.
I do also randomly keep just stopping it while I'm walking.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Wonder why that is.
Yeah, I don't see how it would be my keyboard, but it could be.
Because I have yet to see that happen on my end, so I'm curious to see what's going on there.
Oh, that felt good. The height of the rock was exactly jump height, and I landed on it beautifully.
Yeah, I like these hills more. A lot of little, like, flat areas you can jump between.
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping for. I wanted less climbing in that area. Like, I want that to feel different than the mountainsides, right? You know, you're expecting to climb when you go up to the mountains, but if you're going down to the beach, I wanted there to be a bit more of a run back and forth.
The way the lighting works right now, this forest area looks terrifying.
Yeah, it's weird and cold.
But also the forest is like dense blots of a brush almost. It brings that to light so much more. Like this forest here, you can kind of see it's just a bunch of trees that almost look like they got stamped. Well, fell in water as I was not paying attention where I was going. Like right here, it's just this little grove of trees, and you can see another one here. What's this? Why are you glowing?
Ooh, what'd you find?
I don't know. Nothing.
Sneaky.
Lighting glitches.
Are they glitches or just Jeff seeing things?
It could be. Jeff is getting mighty tired.
Man, throat's all of a sudden decided to rebel against me.
Crabs.
You found crab?
No. I just want to. So I thought I'd speak them into existence.
Everything turns into a crab. Eventually.
So I will definitely set up a Discord this week. Might not be the most amazing one, but I will make sure that there's one set up.
Sounds good.
So
Appreciate it.
people can join it, and then we can make sure we notify anyone in the Discord that when we go live. It also means like if you wanted to go live during the week while you're grinding out development stuff, you could do that too.
Yep. That's why one of the things I really want to do, that's why I want to get to the ability system stuff soon. Because most of that is done in Blueprint anyway, which is much faster, sort of like build to test loops are way faster that way. Because with some of the like coding stuff that I'm doing, it takes a good 15 minutes between checking to see if anything worked. And I get really bored, so I walk away a lot. So it's not very fun to stream if I keep getting up and walking away.
I was dead set on like this was a fish, but it's not a fish.
I like that. I like that you think there's fish in it. Makes me happy.
It's the type of thing that you would do. Just add something in and not care how long it takes for me to discover it. It's there. Eventually you'll find it.
Yep.
I'm sure there's plenty of those already.
There's plenty of stuff you haven't located. So now it's just going on to the tally. See, and this is the funny thing about it's really something that I do, right? Because like when I first met my now wife, I wrote notes to her because we lived about 2 hours apart, and so we'd only see each other for the weekends, and so I'd write notes and then I'd hide them in her apartment. And I think the second one I hid in like the back of a picture frame, so like I didn't expect her to find that one for months because you don't change your pictures that very often. And so then by the by the end of the 6 months, there were 12 notes hidden around her apartment, and I think she had found one of them because it was like in the back of a potted plant or something. And she was like, how many are there? So I started numbering them at one point, so that made her really excited because then she was like freaking out about the fact that she only had like number 9 or something like that. And then for Christmas I made a photo album, and in every page of the photo, I made it 12 pages long, and then on one side of the page there was a slot to put in the note that goes with that part, so that she now had a full scope of what what she needed to find and how many she needed to find. I had to show her the picture frame one and probably, I think, a couple others, but she was like, now I need them. It was pretty fun, though.
That's fun.
I try to do stuff like that with my daughter, but she's got to play it so cool that if I pull something on her, she doesn't want me to know. She doesn't want me to find out. She's like, "Oh, he got me. I can't let him know." So she's got to play it super cool. You're like, "Oh, yeah, I saw that a while ago. Yeah, yeah, that's cool." Like, she always got to be so low key with her. So having an enemy to avoid, I mean, that was already anticipated, right?
Yeah.
We knew from the start, when you're swimming around, there's going to be something in the water that makes you not want to swim too long. Standard Mario threat. Just makes sense. One of the fun ones with that we want to play with, and that's where I look forward to some of the testing with more players, is we want to, because water creatures are limited to the water. By design, many of them will be. And the point of that is that there's a sort of mini game that players can play against them, right? Because we want to be able to go into the water and get certain things, but if you start drawing too much attention, having other players nearby to sort of take the aggro for you so that you can go and get the thing that you want to get, or, vice versa.
Yeah.
Creates
Again,
fun interaction, right?
Yeah, focusing on that teamwork.
Exactly. See, now that we're into the night, do you notice how the lighting feels better again?
Yep.
Suddenly there's more atmosphere again. So I've got to figure out where
the sun went.
Yeah, the sun's coming through in a weird way right now. I wonder if the math got weird. Looks neat. Could make it generate there too, I think. Oh no, the hills are in the way. Could be something tweaked. And I see what you're saying about the groups of trees at the bottom, but have you ever seen the West Coast?
Yep.
Like, pine forests are blotted right on the edge of the water all the time.
But what I'm saying is, like, you can see clumps, like it was a stamp. It's not like seamless.
Well, it's because if you look at the landmass, it dips down. There's a height limitation.
Yeah.
To where it can end up. See, right now it has a very stark line, and that's something I'm gonna fix. I want to make it choppier. There's a bit more of a blend in and out. Which will help with that. Woohoo! Not big enough. That's kind of cool.
That's right.
Ooh, look at him. He's like, I'm gonna do this week or now.
It's not good, but it exists. Then I can, because it exists, I can then work on creating the roles and permissions and doing things properly after.
Mm-hmm. It's usually that first step. It's a hard one, right?
Yeah. So it doesn't even have a icon or anything. That we need to figure out. MF:SOS.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good acronym.
You like that?
Yes, I do. I'm horribly disappointed that not a single person has joined, though. You're gonna click on it and be like, it's because it doesn't work, Jeff. Yeah.
Boom. Someone's in there. It's a bird, apparently. Beans! Hello,
Hello.
Beans. You know, I recently got back on the Minecraft server, Beans, and I'm told that you're not there anymore. Dot dot dot. You're coming back? Woo! She might try hopping on tomorrow. You look at that.
Ooh, yeah.
I started building a little base behind yours, but your base has been redecorated in your absence. Very exciting. Exciting stuff. Oh, lovely. ISP issues. Yeah, totally. I was sitting here at my desk and working away, and I thought my dog ran into my desk because it just shook on me. And then I realized she wasn't even in the room. I was like, "Ooh, earthquake! That's exciting." Did you feel it? I don't know where you are, Beans. Yeah, like the garbage truck was out front at the time, and I went and asked my wife if she felt it, and she was like, That wasn't the garbage truck, right? North Van? Oh, you're way closer than I don't know why I was thinking Seattle for some reason. Sick. You're right next door. Well, across the water.
Did you say
Yeah, it was pretty
Seattle?
cool. That's what I thought. I don't know.
Beans has always
We
been very.
got people all over the place.
But she's always been so proudly Canadian.
I wasn't really involved in the communications before. I ran into vaults once in a while with you.
So disappointed.
See, Beans gets it. She appreciates it. Open up, Jeff. Go clean up the cobwebs out of your base.
My base is just a pile of boxes on Lothar and Manly's front yard.
Not anymore.
Huh?
It's a cobweb pile of boxes.
Oh, they put cobwebs on it.
Yeah, it's collected some over the time that you've left it alone.
Oh. See, the problem is though, I don't clean up. I come online and it'll still be there. Everyone knows this. Did you guys finally move it for me? Did you just absorb it all into your own storage?
Yeah, they wallpapered Beans' house. Hers looks awesome. The last thing that Lothar did for Beans' base is my favorite though. That one was he really tip of the hat. Take Jeff's top hat and tip it because it got me. It got me. I liked it. It's going well. It's going well. Working a lot on it. Didn't get all the character updates done this week, so there's not much to show in there. But I did manage to get swimming working much better, and some of the underground stuff, which unfortunately you missed so far. Because a lot of it lights up. It's very pretty now. Exciting. Nope, we swim now. And we don't make each other swim. I don't know if you caught that, but that was the thing for a while. If I swam and he was on a mountain, he would swim. It was not
lovely. Ideal. I loved it.
He enjoyed swimming through the air, but weird mechanic.
So determined to figure out if I can get on top of this rock. It's in the water. So I'm finding like a spot that I can jump to it from to try and grab onto it. Come on.
Challenge accepted. So I think when I edit the height that you can swim out of the water, it'll help.
Does it want to grab when I jump? I'm hoping to have some time to make some clips of it so that it'll be easier to share the fun swimming stuff. Eh! That ain't Clyde.
Tried so hard. Yeah, the weird thing about the swimming is honestly the fact that I learned today that if I do a lot less, it will work a lot more. So I had to take a lot of this is what you should expect when this overlap happens, and just rely on the movement component to do what it knows it's supposed to do, because Unreal has a lot of solutions created. But unless you play with the C++ side, you have no idea all the things that can be altered, changed, or will ultimately affect what you're putting into place with blueprints. There's a lot of stuff that's just not exposed. Oh man, I'm gonna make it to the top of this.
I believe in you.
Did you get to climb that rock?
No.
Darn.
The water prevented me.
Well, now we know what your next test is gonna be.
I'm not fully convinced that the rock was even climbable.
Oh, it definitely is.
Not all rocks are
I'll
climbable.
promise you that.
Say this rock doesn't let me climb.
That's a different rock.
I know. This one doesn't
Look at that rock. Can you climb that rock? No way. You can't climb that rock. It's too slick. There's no climbing on that. Crazy. I was cleaning up some collision, and I don't know that I realized that rock was even being used, so I probably didn't clean that one up. Sometimes I look at this and I'm like, oh, I built more things than I remember. We go back to the lobby right now.
Everything explodes.
Hopefully, as of next week, it'll tell us game over.
I like his dance. But back to lobby dance.
Back to lobby. Floating on water.
But there, look, you got. I can get his leg in the rock, and he does that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, almost stepped up on it.
Yeah.
Hey. I guess I need to set that to turn off now that we can swim. I definitely do not have it taking into account whether you're swimming or not.
But we have successfully created a Discord for the game.
Yes, we have. I think so. This one, when it loads up, we're going to use this beautiful exit menu that we have.
There's that. Oh yes, the one that I can't leave once I hit. It's like you said you wanted to exit. You are going to.
You wanted
exit.
a UI. This is it. You hit the escape button, you're gone. You got to figure out how, but you're leaving. Pick one. Pick one of those two options because it doesn't go away. Oh, never mind. Hit escape again. It goes away. I fixed it. I forgot I fixed it.
I'm not stuck in menu hell.
I wonder. I probably fixed that last Friday after our session because I completely forgot I did that. Even earlier today, I turned it on and didn't even test to see if it was fixed. That's hilarious.
Main menu.
There we go. Yeah. You hit main menu?
Yeah.
Is that what you did?
Yep, it worked. It logged me out. It logged me out though.
Yeah, because what did I tell you? One of the last things I got to do is the auto login. I don't have that in there yet.
I just like to bug you about everything.
I know. Keeps me busy. Because then I fix menus and stuff that I don't even realize I fix them. So, it works out. It works out well.
Yeah.
So what did you find that you really enjoyed this week, Jeff? And what is one thing you'd like to see me get updated for next week?
So I really enjoyed the underground this week. Like I found it a lot more interesting with all the like little glowing areas.
Mm-hmm.
I think the obvious one for me is the lighting. fixing the lighting so it's back to being good.
Okay.
That one was bothering me. It made the surface not fun.
That's fair. Sunlight.
I think that's it.
Excellent. Cool. And then, yeah, I hope to have the character stuff finished up. Because I'm going into the C++ side of things, I am sort of connecting it up to a bunch of future pieces to get, sort of, because there's a lot of interplay with the code, right? Because certain things have to touch certain other things, and
yeah,
intelligent design is really challenging. But yeah, so it sort of lays a lot of the groundwork with some other stuff like weapons and things like that, which will be in the game at some point. But mainly, I just need to get the character. The main thing is to get the character movement stuff working properly in the C++ level, including swimming.
Yeah.
Which obviously doesn't need anything at this point. Drop into a physics volume and it works. But I also now have a very hilarious way of forcing other people into swimming modes as en masse. Maybe there's a weird everyone swim
in those chaos seasons. I could see that being really funny.
Just swimming around the map.
But the thing that was interesting is when I was swimming, you can't go up or down. You're stuck at the level that you started when someone started swimming.
I fixed that. It knows when you're swimming to determine that.
Okay.
In a few minutes. Yeah. I'm gonna have another. She asked me questions, and then she's like, "Don't talk on your stream at me. You're gorgeous." Yeah, that's what I thought. Something about swimming. Yes, I fixed that. It was an issue, but now that swimming is a bit more automatic, it tests while you're walking whether or not you're swimming to know whether or not you should be able to go up and down.
Okay.
So, as soon as you start to swim, whether I was forcing you to or not, at this point, it will allow you to go up and down.
Got it.
Swimming from a mountain would be much more dangerous for the anti-flying world, or anti-flying. I don't know what to call it. We've been trying to avoid flying. I don't know what to call that, but
that would be really fun as a chaos thing. Like it just has a very small chance of happening as a trigger.
I think honestly it would just be, I would set up a small blueprint. It would just have a list of all the players, and then every now and then it would pick one and just say, now you're swimming. And then turn off randomly. So you'd be swimming for a while, and if you get too confident and start swimming over like a decent fall, good luck when it turns off.
Have it calculate when the fall is enough that they can't recover. It always turns off at that moment.
Yeah.
It's always checking the ground below.
You're not quite at death elevation yet, and now. Well, for all of those that came by tonight, I very much appreciate you joining us. And now Beans is going to join the Discord twice. Thank you for helping with the numbers. It's beautiful.
Yep.
Good way to do it. Also, we get to spam you twice now. Enjoy. Thank you.
Apart from that,
it's coming along. It's as soon as we can play a little bit of looping and get it, and then I'll just finish getting it onto the actual server instead of having to test it on my machine. and that's when we can start opening things up to other players. I'm very excited for that part, Jeff. Like,
Same.
Manly keeps asking me about it. I'm very excited. I want to be like, here, buddy. How about this week?
And then you too can go through the terrifying habit of running and installing things from a sketchy person that you don't know, but do know kind of.
I mean, all you have to say is, yes, computer, I do trust this sketchy person.
No, you have to go more info. So it warns you, then you have to click more info so you can read more about the warning and then hit yes, it's okay.
Yours sounds pretty intense. Mine actually just goes, hey, do you want to play this game?
That's because it knows that it originated on your computer. So it's like, it could be dangerous. Whereas mine's like, you got this from the internet. It doesn't have a publisher.
You took this from Google Drive. Are you sure?
Even Google Drive warns me. It's just like, this file's too
Google
big.
Google Drive warns me too.
Yeah, it's like, it's too big for us to scan. Are you sure?
Yeah. That's how you know it's good. It's too big to scan. Nobody building viruses is going to build it that big. They want it to be a small project.
Oh my god. But yeah, that means within a couple months, easily, we should have a lot of people playing.
Yeah. So now that you've got the Discord started, need to finish that other thing out so that we can start being able to pay for servers.
Yes.
Because that's the we'll be able to test every week. Should fit in the free tier.
Yeah.
Pretty easily. But it's the step beyond that where we hopefully can open it up to actually see. I mean, at that point, I think we'd call it more of an early access phase. We'll figure out what that looks like as we get there, but
we can.
That's the only thing with the servers. It's dedicated servers have a cost, and that's hilarious.
Makes sense though.
Does it?
I mean, they have to power them. They definitely eat up a lot of power.
Do they?
Yes.
Thank you, Beans. It does seem like super speed, but I have been working 2 years on different pieces of this, and now we're more doing assembly, so I'm glad it looks like it's coming together fast. It is also 12 to 15 hours of my days. So we're making it happen quickly.
But also thank you for telling him that, because it's usually only me that is telling him these things, and he doesn't always believe me.
It's true. Sometimes I worry that Jeff cares about me too much. I'm like, he wouldn't tell me the truth. He wants me to keep going. He's got other motivations.
I literally don't. Oh, he touches grass, don't worry. That dog behind him, that beautiful dog that just flopped over, she makes sure of it.
I'm going to take her outside all the time.
she heard the word.
Yeah, she can tell when we're wrapping up. She always knows.
Yeah.
It's gonna pop up if I say the 3-letter word that starts with B. As soon as I say it every night, she jumps up. I almost thought she was going to there. She's like, I'm reading your mind, Dad.
Yeah, Lexi knows I'm wrapping up too. But she doesn't care because it's late. She's like, it's bedtime. Why are we not in my comfy bed? I'm in the like boring bed down here.
I want to snuggle, Dad.
Oh no, she doesn't sleep in our bed, but she has we got her like a nice comfy bed for upstairs.
Nice.
It's her nighttime bed.
Every now and then Zoe gets to sleep in the bed. Like if like my daughter was sick the other week, and so my wife spent the night in her room to keep an eye on her. And so Zoe got to sleep in bed with me. And for the days that she sleeps in bed, the day after, she's always way pushier. She's like, meals now? And it's like 3 hours early? No, stop it.
Yeah, Lexi would
be re-humbled.
Yeah, Lexi will sometimes wake me up in the morning for breakfast. and I never feed her earlier than the same time. It is always at 9 o'clock. It's like, doesn't matter if you wake me up early. 9 o'clock you get fed. 9:30 I take you on a walk.
Yep.
The walk one can be a little different because I don't want her to pee on the floor.
That's fair. Yeah, the outings are more important at that point.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Roxy found out that I would take her outside much faster if she was starting to throw up. And so if she had to pee in the middle of the night, instead of trying to bug me that she had to pee, she would just start to throw up. Because then I'd race out of bed and throw her outside. And then she'd go pee and not throw up. And then I'd be like, oh, so that's what we're doing now. So then you have to train it out in some way. And I was like, okay, you got to throw up. So I'd start throwing her in the bathtub. And then, yeah, you can feel free to throw up. I can clean it up easily. You didn't get to do what you wanted to do. So now you're going to have to tell me what you want. What you actually want.
So tough sometimes.
Yeah. Communicating with another animal. It's really fun.
I will say, today had a moment. We had a door-to-door salesman coming up asking about like cleaning the gutters or something. And instead of the usual thing, like when the mail lady shows up, I'll lock her in the bathroom or Miranda will hold her back. And instead, I just brought her to the door and held her back just by the collar. And she's going absolutely nuts. Like, don't you dare cross the threshold of this door. I will destroy you.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, we're like, we rent. So he's like, okay, bye. Like that, how to make it so it's a really quick conversation. Have a German Shepherd barking at them.
Yep, that'll help. That'll help.
And with that, I think that's where we'll call it tonight. Thank you, everyone, for showing up.
Sounds good. Yeah, thank you guys so much. I appreciate all the chatter. Hope to see you guys, those of you that are on the server. Hope to see you guys in Minecraft. Beans. Looking at you. I mean, bye. Good seeing you guys this week. We'll be back next week with more updates. There she goes. See? Popping up. She knows it's time. But it's not time. We got an hour before we go out again. I don't care, Dad. You're going to give me some love. She knows. It's going to happen. You guys have a good one, and we'll catch you guys next week. Please join the Discord and look for updates. Chat on there. If you get some ideas, spitball things, let me know. We want to keep those conversations going. Keep my mind busy.
And now you can ask more than just me for opinions.
Exactly. So join it, folks.
All right.
And have a great week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.